Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to Tag Along Tuesday. And today we're going to make some tags. I don't know what kind of tags. I've just pulled out some tags that I had in my stash, and then I pulled out some of these time cards because I like working with those. I really don't know what we're going to make or what we're going to make it out of, but I need tags, so we are going to make some. Now, I don't really want to cover the whole entire tag. I don't think. I'm trying to think of what paper I want to use. I want to use kind of a neutral paper because I want to be able to use it in any journal. Now, we're also going to do a little overlay. We're going to do tags with a vellum overlay. So we'll see how that works. Just hang on. I have done a lot of fussy cutting last couple of nights because it is absolutely freezing here in Alabama. Let's see what temperature. It's 19 right now, and that's 19 Fahrenheit. It is cold. Cold, cold, cold for us. Very cold. And we've got ice everywhere. Nobody can get around. None of my employees can come in today. All the roads around here are closed. So I'm here by myself. We won't do any shipping today because even the post office is not shipping today. They're not even moving. That's how bad it is. I told you when snow hits in Alabama, we shut down because we're not accustomed to this. All right, let's see if we can find kind of sort of neutral paper. I don't want to do just brown, but I want to do some neutrals. Let's see. That's pretty. We might just use that and let that be the focal point. Let's see. Yeah, that'll show through. Why don't we do that? And that way we can cover the tag, but we'll still have a little focal point. Now I'm just going to use this mat to glue on today. It's just a little piece of the mat. It's not a whole mat. Okay. So how are you? Is everybody else freezing like we are, or are you okay? Let's try to get that somewhat near straight. I know to you guys up north, this is not very bad weather for you. But for somebody in the south, it is, because we don't have ice trucks and all that kind of stuff. So when it freezes over around here, we're froze. And last night, we didn't get any snow. Well, I say we didn't. We might have got a little flurry here or there, but most everything that was falling last night was ice. I mean, it's just almost solid out there. I'm just thankful that our power hasn't gone off. Usually when we have ice storms, the power goes down. But so far, it hasn't. Okay. Ooh, I got glue on the front. Now, how did I do that? Let's grab our little glue eraser here. I love this thing. We do have these in stock now. I'm pretty sure Melina has stocked them up unless they've already sold out. Okay. Now, let's move that aside and see what we got going here. I pulled out some stamps. I pulled out a bunch of labels. I don't know what I'll do, truthfully. We'll just kind of play it by ear and see what we want to do. I don't mind that color, but I didn't like what it had on it. It had some little kids on it. I don't know what they were doing, so. Oh, I kind of like that one. I think I've got two of them there, yep. Kind of like that one. Then, I'm going to put another one on there too, I think. What about that? It says gorgeous. 1988. Oh my goodness. I remember that. And let's see what else we've got. Like I said, I've just pulled out a bunch of different things to embellish with. Some I may use, some I may not. And then again, I may stamp and use some stamps. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trim around this one just a little bit because I don't want that extra tan color there. This is a sticker, so we'll just trim this off. Start putting some things down. There, I think that's a good piece right there. Don't throw away those tiny little pieces of book page because you can use them. You can most definitely use them in here. Then, I think I want to stamp, so let's look at some stamps. This is going to be filled up with things because I want everything to show through that vellum. So what kind of stamp would we want? I think one of these stamps would be pretty. Let's do the butterfly. Oh, where are my scissors? There they are. And these are just odds and ends stamps that I have got either from stamp collectors or I have picked them up off of packages. You know, I tear them off of packages when you guys send me something. If it's got stamps on it, then I grab them. Okay, so there is the stamp. All right, let's see. Let's start putting some of this down and see what we can do here. Be very careful inking this. And then that's going to go there. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing some of this down so I'll kind of know where it goes. I just want the background to be pretty busy because that way it'll show through better on when I put the vellum on top. This, you are a stamp, right? Yes. Okay, I'm hoping I'm getting those straight. Can't get my head up over it. Now, I wanted this one tucked under there, and you see what I did? I glued it down. So let's pull it up a little bit. Put that down right there. Okay. Now, let's put a little ink on this one. I think I want that right there. Okay, let's glue this down first. I may not get but one tag made at the rate I'm going. Kind of slow-pokey this morning. I think I'm froze up. Let's see, that there. I don't know that I want that one. Let's try just the stamp. I think I'm going to do this on this side. Even though I put that piece of paper down on the other side. Because I've got a cluster here, I need to make a cluster on the opposite side. But that's alright with that piece of paper there. We can always put something else under it, or stamp it, or do something. We can join them like that, as long as I'm touching that. That's another cluster. Oh, pull, come down, come down, come down. There we go. Now, I got a walnut stain out because that vintage photo doesn't seem to be inking it like I want. So I just pull my walnut stain out. And it looks like it might need re-inking. Some of these I don't use a lot, so they dry up on me a little bit. There we go. I don't mind that. Okay. Now let's see what it looks like with a piece of vellum over it. I think I might use just the plain vellum on this one. Well, it's not very plain, is it? Oh, I like that. I don't even mind that little piece there. I don't mind that at all. I don't know how that got on there, but I don't mind it. So I'm going to mark this and try to cut it off at the right place. We shall see. And then I'll show you how I'm going to attach them. Oh yeah, that worked. Now, I got this from one of you guys. I really don't know what it is, but I love it. It looks like an old vintage tape. And I'm wondering if I can stamp on it. Does anybody know? We shall see. I don't know if I can or not. It probably will wipe right off if I had my guess. So I'm going to try some VersaFine. See what happens. And if it doesn't dry, then we'll know. Don't know if it will dry or not. I'm going to set that aside and see if it dries. And we'll know in a little bit if we can use it or not. Now the way I'm going to attach this is I'm going to punch a hole. I'm going to line it up and then I'm going to punch a hole in the top, and it's going to attach with a piece of seam binding or just whatever you have. Or even a better idea. I'll tell you what. Let's punch a hole in the top, somewhere in the middle. And I think we've already got a hole back here, so let's use it. And we'll punch that hole there. And then let me see if I can find my brads. Well, I can't find the brads that I want, so I'm going to put an eyelet in there. I found some brads, but they were the small ones. I know I've got some larger ones somewhere. I just don't know what I've done with them. You know, it's one of those days where I can't find anything that I want. Let's see. I need to turn this thing around. Whoops. And stuff's falling out everywhere. There we go. Got that in there. Now this will still move just a little bit, and if you move it, you know, quite a bit back and forth, it will still swing around if you want it to. Just make sure that you have it in line before you press that brad down good. If you're putting a brad on it. You may not put a brad on yours. I wanted a brad. You may not put an eyelet on yours. Should have said eyelet. But if you do, then just make sure you got your vellum in line before you do that. Now, I want to put a little bit of something on the vellum. I know you say you've done enough. Well, in my eyes, I need more. I like a little bit of something. I know I've got that there, but I want a little bit of something here. And that tape didn't work. It wiped right off of it. I'd have to use alcohol ink to stain it up, I guess. So we're going to use some of our favorite washi tape. I love this washi tape. Oops. You got a bubble. There we go. Got that bubble out. I can't keep my hands on anything this morning. There we go. See, I like that on there, like that. Do we need something else? Let's see, we have this washi. This is not exactly clear, and it's so hard to get off. I need to use it up because I get aggravated every time I start trying to peel it. It was so sticky. And I know somebody said put it in your microwave and heat it a little bit and it'll come apart, but let's see if I can get a piece of this off. I think I'll put it outside and freeze it. Maybe if I freeze it, it'll come off. It doesn't want to come off this way, that's for sure. Just a little bitty piece. Press it in real good, and it looks more like it was supposed to be there. There we go. So there is one. I love that. And then I'll cover the backs later. You guys know how to cover the back, so I won't do that on camera. But I think that's going to go with that one. Now, I could do some stamping. Let's try some Stays On Black to stamp a number right there. I'll tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to try it on here first. Stays On is supposed to work on vellum, but I'm not exactly sure. I know if you let it dry it does, but you know how impatient I am. Yeah, okay. It's gonna work. And I'm just gonna do the second generation stamping. I don't want it real dark, so I'll stamp that off on there. And then we'll stamp it right there. There we go. I don't mind that. All right, that one is finished. Boy, that took a day and a half, didn't it? And I think I'm going to use one of these time cards because I want a tall tag. And then I may just use that. And then we'll embellish it. Let's just glue this down. So have you guys got snow where you are, or do you have ice? Do you have rain? What do you got? It's supposed to warm up this next week back into the 50s. I'm ready for it too. I'm ready for spring. I don't like cold weather. Guess that's why I live in the South. I don't like cold weather. Even though we get some extreme lately. Last year it went down to like, I think tonight it's supposed to go down to 7. I mean, that's going to be, I'll be a popsicle tomorrow morning. But I just don't like cold weather. It hurts my bones. Okay, I think that's up. I'm going to go ahead and round my corners. I got tickled at Alicia this morning. She sent me a picture. She said, well, I was going to mop my floors. And she has a big deck on her second level. And it, you know, it's where dogs and things can't get to it. So she puts her mop and mop bucket out there a lot. Because it, you know, it stays out of the house. Plus, nothing can get to it because it's an enclosed big deck. She sent me a picture and she said, Mother, I was going to mop this morning, but look. And she held it up and everything was froze. The mop bucket and the mop, everything was froze together. I said, well, you know, you may get to mop, but you're going to have to thaw that out first. So, all right, we're going to put a focal point on here. And I'm thinking I might put a big flower. Oh, I like this one. Let's put that on there. And I got some labels cut out here too. I've got to put those in my little container there. All right, I'm going to ink up some of this white that I just absolutely could not get to when I fussy cut. If you just use your little brushes, you can get in there. And you can get little makeup brushes. You don't have to have these brushes. You can buy just the little makeup brushes and you can do that. Use them as your ink brushes. I mean, I don't use my makeup brushes as for makeup anyway, so. I've got to the point where I can't wear makeup a lot. It breaks me out. No matter what kind I try. It's just, it doesn't work. All right, I think I want to do that. Then let's look in here and see if we've got something else. I need to use these labels. They have been in my stash for a while. I need to get them used up. And yeah, we're starting to put more labels on because I've got a blue million of them. A blue million. Okay, I might do that. Also got a little lace doily that's could be put on there. I think that might be a little much. Okay, let's start gluing some things down. I think I'm going to glue this down. Yep. I've got lots of labels, and Melina keeps making more labels, and so I need to use labels up. Let's ink this one. I love labels. That's why I'm going to start putting more than one on a project. I don't think there's anything wrong with putting 2 or 3 labels on a project, do you? I'm going to wrap that around. Okay, I like that. This one we're going to put on this side, and let me see how far up I need to go. I want to put it kind of under the flower, so we're going to put it right there. So we'll decorate the background with labels. And I think on this one I'm going to wrap it around a little bit too. And then this one, I think we'll put right there. We might put that little guy right there. I know it looks kind of weird right now, but when we put our focal point on, that will change, hopefully. If it still looks weird, nobody will ever see it but me. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what this guy looks like. I may not even like this. I haven't used these before. They're usually so hard to get apart that I don't use them very much. Okay. Now I'm going to ink around it. I'm going to use my walnut stain just because I want a little darker ink. Okay, now let's see what our focal point looks like. Oh yeah, I like that. I like it, I like it. So I'm going to put art glitter glue on here. Go out in all the little crevices. If I try to put these on with glue stick, I end up tearing something. End up tearing something off. Okay, looks like it's glued well. Now this is from our Flowers Digital, Large Flowers Digital. And I will link our digitals. Well, I think our digitals are always linked below, but you guys can go over and check those out if you want. Don't forget, tonight we will be live. Me, Melina, Betty, and Kara will be live. And we'll be making things with the new kit that all of us have made together. Well, I say together. We weren't together to make it. Each one of us had a little picture of a log cabin. And our objective was each one of us make 2 background pages and 2 add-on pages that, you know, reminded us of a cabin in the winter woods. So we did. And believe it or not, all of our pages, we didn't even know what the other one was making. But at the end, all of our pages matched up. It's amazing to me. Okay, just put that right there. Just a little stamp. All right, and now we're going to put a little overlay on it, and I'm thinking this might work on this. Let's see. I've got a little bit of ink on it right there, but it won't matter. Yeah, that one's going to work. So yeah, it's kind of amazing when we brought them all together. You know, we had no clue if they were going to be even close to going together to make a kit out of, but they did. Amazingly, they did. Now, I don't mind that there's a little bit of ink on this. That doesn't bother me. I may put a little bit more ink on it. Who knows? So, yeah. They matched, and they look good in a kit form, I think. And a lot of you have already purchased them. They are for sale on... Now, you don't see the kit. You won't see the kit until tonight. But you just have to trust us that it's pretty. Tonight we will do the reveal, and then we'll make something. Each one of us will make something with the kit, and nobody knows what the other one's going to be making, so who knows if it will all be the same or not. And I think that's at 6 Central Standard Time, I do believe, 6 p.m. Let's see if I've got a brand that will go in here. Got one little bitty one here. That'll work. And when I cover the back, I'll just cover the little prongs of this brad over. And that way it won't stick anybody. Oh, I like that. And see, it's going to curl right now, but I'm going to put these under something heavy, and it'll stop curling. It's just because we cut the vellum, and it's not familiar with what we're doing with it, so it's going to take it a minute to get used to what we need to do. I need to trim right down through there just a little bit. So all I'll do after I cover the back of these is I'll put these under some heavy books, and they will be fine. And see, this will swing around if you want it to swing. I love that. Now, if you don't like that curling and if you want it to stop immediately, you could always just put a little glue down here, but I don't want to glue mine down. I want to leave it and just put it under some books for a while. Matter of fact, I'll put this one under my mat when I get finished, and I'll show you what it's going to be, what it's going to look like when we take it out from under the mat. But first, we're going to put a little bit of something on the front here. Now, I'm just going to take this and lay across there. This is our book weight. Lay it across there and let it settle it down for a minute. All right, we might put a little piece of this washi. This is some washi I got from the washi tape shop. And it just looks like little labels. I think it's pretty. I'm just going to tear some of it off right there. Tooting. Okay. I don't know if I want that on there or not. It says tooting. Of course, it may mean like tooting the horn, but I don't think I want it on my label anyway. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit more of this off right here. And put that down right there. Oh yeah, like that. Then, what else do we have on here? I I saw a number a minute ago. Yeah, here we've got a number. Let's do this number. You guys know I like numbers. I am a numberaholic. That's why I went into accounting. Loved it. I still love it. Okay. Now this is not very sticky since I've had my hands all over it, so I'm just going to run a little bit of glue over that. Now you can use your Barely Arts if you're going to glue any of this down, because Barely Arts will not make your vellum pucker. It's a very good glue. Okay, do we have anything else we want to put on here? I think I'm going to grab this and I'm going to put the little butterfly there. I may put the whole thing, but I know I'm going to put the butterfly. I've got more of this washi in the works coming. Maybe it'll be here soon, I hope. I know every time we get it, it sells out so fast. There we go. And I'm going to run a little bit of ink around the edges. All right, there's that one. I love that. I'm going to have to glue that down. And like I said, I'll back them off camera. You guys know how to back things like this. You don't need me to show you. I love that. Okay, it's going to be another. I'm going to slide it right up under my mat. Don't let me forget that it's there so that it'll flatten out. Right, let's do a large white one. And I'm thinking, I may cover this one completely too, because I really don't want the white showing. So let's see what we've got that we can cover it with and then still be able to embellish. Oh, you know what? That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? That would be very pretty, but I don't know. Well, I guess we could still do some embellishing around it. Let's just do that. And this paper's pretty thick, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue on here. If I can stay on. And I don't remember where this collection is from. Right off the top of my head, I can't. And I don't see a label on it anywhere. If I can find it, I'll let you know, but right now I don't. I know it's not one of mine, so I'm sure someone sent it to me. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like how I got it a little bit off center. I didn't want it right in the center, so that's good. Let's go ahead and ink it a little bit. That gives me more of an idea how I want it to look. Now, I did purchase some labels this morning, and I was enabled by Margaret at is it Margaret or Margaret at 7 Plaza. She enabled me, but I think these are so pretty. These are from the Junk Journal Studio, and they're her Days Gone By labels. So I think we'll use this one right here. I think her name is, I think it's Margaret is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm sure you watch her. She's an enabler. She's also enabled me to use more of my labels. And see, I'm using more labels than I went this morning and purchased more labels. And that's something. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I'm an addict. I am an addict. Okay. I want it toned down just a little, so I'm going to use my little brush and just tone it down a little bit. It's got a little bit little bit too bright for this background. That's better. Then what are we going to put here? I want a number. I do have numbers somewhere. You know I've got numbers. Okay, and what better number to put on here except the number 8, which is my number. I think Margaret likes numbers too. But I'm older than you, so I get the liking numbers first. Does that make any sense at all to anybody? I may not put another label up top because we've got very little room there. I'm going to put these down and we'll see what we got going from there. Got this little piece of washi left. Let's just put that up there just to use it. Okay, now I need something right here. I feel like, don't know if I have a long label or if I might have, this is something that I've stamped. What about we cut some of this and use it? I just stamped this using one of the Tim Holtz stamps. Yeah, I like that. I think that might be all that we do to that. Well, let's see what vellum we have to put on top. Oh, this is not big enough. Well, we could put a layer, but look at those butterflies. But that's the only piece I have of that, I'm pretty sure. Oh well, we'll have to save that for a smaller one. I have this, but I think that might cover up too much of the background. Yeah, let's use our dot. Oh, I don't know if I have enough dot. Yep, I do, just enough. Yeah, that looks good. And I'm gonna grab some ink, wherever it might be. Got too many things piled on my desk. I may have to insert a little picture right here where Brooklyn was holding that mop this morning, because she usually does the mopping. And she was holding that mop this morning and it was all froze and the things were sticking right straight out. She looked so funny. I may insert it there. I'll have to ask her mother, can I do that? But it was hilarious the way she looked. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me punch a hole. This is our crocodile, and the ones that we have now are blue. They're teal. I want a teal one. Somebody want my pink one? I'm kidding. They work the same. It's just that, you know, I love teal. They came out with the teal, which I got that pink one many, many moons ago when they first come out with them. And then now they have come out with the teal one. And I said, you would change the color just when I started getting good use out of my pink one. There we go. I really need big brads in there, but I can't find them. So we're going to use what we have right here in front of us. That will swing around if you want it to, or it will just stay like that right there. Okay, now let's put, see that slides down, that's why I need a large brad in there. It's too wibbly wobbly. I don't know, let's see. I have one in here. It is, no, it may not, oops. I could just dump them all out and that would be good. It's still gonna let it slide. Let's just put this eyelet in there. It's a bigger eyelet. It'll fill the whole hole, but I have to punch the hole bigger. Okay, there we go. Now we can still put some string in there if we want. I like that. Now let's put a little bit of something on here and we shall be finished. I've got some of this. Let's see. I think I might try to tear that and put it on. It says lavender. And then this side right here has the lavender on it. Now, this has also got a piece of tape on it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to Let's see. I don't want to cover my numbers up there. So I think I'll have to put it up this way. I think I'll put that little label right there. And I'm going to put some music washi on this side right here, I think. I'm going to cut it. I don't think I want that big a piece there. Ooh. I don't know if I can cut it. Get my other scissors. Don't try to cut it with your cutter bees like I did. Okay, I got that a little bit crooked, but it'll be all right. Use your Tim Holtz scissors if you want to cut that. It doesn't work too well when you try to cut it with your cutter bee scissors. Do we want this piece over here? I love that. I still feel like I need a little bitty number right here. Me and numbers. Tina. Let's go back to Tina. Shabby Dabby Doodah. Go to her numbers. I've got some little ones, so let's grab a little one out of here. Just a little bitty number. And I have these printed out like in, I don't know, every size in the book. Little, big, small, extra large, extra little. I'm gonna put it right there. I know that looks kind of scattered. I don't have anything in clusters, but the clusters are underneath. So this, you know, if you pull it all down like that, everything looks like it's clustered. So I like that part. Okay, that is another. I'm going to stick it under my mat. Now I think I want to make another short one because I want to use my butterfly. And I think I'll use that right there. Like I said, I don't have a clue where this paper come from, or even what. Some of it looks like it's kind of Eastery, and then others not. I just pulled it out of my stash. I was looking for some that had a lot of browns in it, since I wanted to do some tags that would go with any journal, and this one happened to fit the bill. Since I don't know what journal I'm making these tags for. Not yet, anyway. Y'all have to come on and say bon voyage to Betty, because she will be leaving this next week on a cruise with her family. So that's why we had to do our little collab tonight. She's going to be gone, I think, for a week. Okay, now we need some labels and then a focal point on here. I'm going to use some of my I call them apothecary labels. They're medicine labels is what they're called. These are in our digitals. I will link them below if I can at all remember. I've got a full day today since it's just me, so I'm not sure I'll remember, but I will try. Okay, I may use that one and just wrap it around. Matter of fact, I may wrap both of them around. No, I don't think I want that one. I'm going to grab one of these labels. I'm going to grab this one right here, I think. Maybe those two. Now, since I just printed these, I do not have them cut out. So I'll cut them out off camera, and then we can put everything together. Okay, let's see where we start. I'm going to start with a piece of this tape. I want to use it. I don't know. I can't stamp on it with the ink that I have right here in front of me. I'll have to get my other ink out, but I want to use it anyway. Oh, don't try to cut it with those scissors. Oh, I like that. Doesn't it look like it's something's just been stuck back together with an old piece of tape? You guys know I like to put that those at the bottom of my flowers. Oh, we need a focal point on here, don't we? I probably need to pick that out before I put anything down. Let's grab this, figure out what focal point we're going to do. Well, I like that. Yeah, let's do that one. It stands out pretty well. So this will go here. I'm going to wrap it around. And we'll have to ink up a few of those pieces on the flower because I just can't cut that intricate. That's just not my cup of tea. I do good to cut it at all. All right, we got that there. And then I'm going to put one of these little numbers somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe right there. Then I think this book page, the old piece of book page I had, I'm going to put it over here and wrap it around a little bit. And then this label, I think I'll do right there. And we might do that one like that. Nope, I don't like that one like that. So we'll put it over here maybe. Yeah, maybe that way. And don't be afraid to turn your labels different ways. Turn them sideways, turn them upside down, whatever. You don't have to put them all like they're printed. As you know, I never do. Just make sure that everything is not lined up. You don't want all your edges to be the same and them all to be in line. You don't want that. Okay. Now, what do we want? I want a stamp, is what I want. I know I saw one in here. Yep, right there it is. Way down there at the bottom. This is not a, let's see what it says. Directory, received. And this is out of the Tim Holtz Field Notes, I believe. So let's see where we want it. I'm going to stamp it off and then see what it looks like. Okay, that'll work. Put it right there. And then we'll put it down here. And then I think I even want it a little bit off the side right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it off on that. And it's cleaned up. Now my little flower, I want it to touch this cluster and this one. So we're going to put it like that right there, I think. Oh, I like that. Pretty, pretty. I think, anyway. You guys may not agree with me. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I hope I can take a little piece of this tape. See if I can. And I just want about half of it. I don't think it'll tear, so I'm just going to cut it. And it's going to go right across the bottom of my little stem there. Okay. And now we're going to take our butterfly vellum. Oh, yes. I like that. We're going to put that right there. This is a good way to use your vellum. I know all of us have vellum laying around. And it's just a good way to use it, and it looks very pretty in your journals. Yes, I like that. And I think I'll put this one on with the eyelet as well. Ooh, that's a little bitty one. Let's put it on with this bigger brad. Maybe I can punch the hole really little. Make sure I got it straight-ish. There we go. Oh, I've got so much glue on my fingers. There we go. Oh, I like that. And then that'll still swing around if you need it to. And I need to trim a little bit down here. And then we'll do some inking. Okay. Now, what do we want to put on here? I'm not going to put a lot on here because I don't want to cover up all my butterflies. But I'm going to put a little bit of something. But I just don't know what yet. I'm going to do a piece of this washi that has the butterfly on it. Might as well put another butterfly on there. Yep. Oh, I got a wrinkle. It's the only thing about this washi. When it sticks, and you have to be Very careful. Okay, and then I think some kind of number or something up top. I think I'll put that there. So about right there on the edge. And then I'm just going to cut this little number out of this washi right here. I think we'll put it right there. All right, put it down and try to get it straight, Edith. There we go. Straight-ish. Okay, I don't want to cover up anything else in the background, so I think that's all I'll do to that one. All right, guys, I think that is the video. I've got 4 pieces of ephemera made, I believe. Let me grab them out. Close that up. See how flat it gets after you let it sit under something for a while? They flatten out. So there they are. I love them. All right, we will talk to you tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is our time in Alabama. And we will see you then, and we'll be doing a different project, one that we've not done before, with the new kit that we have just put out with the collaboration with Betty, Melina, and Kara Brandon, our design team member. We'll talk to you guys tonight. Bye-bye.